Greetings and salutations, folks. My name is Nick, and welcome back to Dragon Age Inquisition, where last time we went through the rest of Crestwood. There was a little bit more story to Crestwood. There was the finding of the missing Grey Warden that Hawk told about, and the extension of the side plot involving the brainwashed wardens who are essentially expecting their own demise because of the calling in their blood by something that Corypheus had done. For now, though, the next place for us to go is the Deep Roads, because that's more or less an extension of the Storm Coast. I'm not sure if I'm just going to go directly to the Deep Roads, or if I'm going to go to the Storm Coast just to see how it connects. Oh yeah, we got some resources. The following is a confession that I, Abernael Harish, known as Painter, when in the employ of the Inquisition, did betray our cause in exchange for promises of a title from the Venatori. I acknowledge the mercy of the Inquisition in allowing me my life in exchange for secrets of the enemy, who I have now forsworn, and I willingly serve my sentence in prison. Abernael Harish, as witnessed by Liliana. Commander, we caught the Red Templars off guard. They put up a fight, but the Inquisition proved more than they could handle. Lieutenant Kestrel. It would be nice if, do we really need to see the completed quests on this page? Can we just get the completed quests off of it? Let's see, yeah, recommended levels 12 to 15. So we're almost there. We're almost ready. Ooh. We still have that, though.
Crestwood has had no further trouble with the undead.
That's
After what
good.
happened, it will take time for the village to recover.
Let's actually go to, let's go to the Storm Coast real quick. We can at least see on the map. Now, it says travel to the fissure through the war table or the entrance. Yeah. Where on the map is the fissure? Huh. Am I meant to be sealing these from outside or inside? That I... All right, let's seal these up. Also, it is surprisingly cold where I am, which is why I'm wearing gloves. Right now it is about 40 degrees outside, which is not as cold as it used to be for me. I used to be living in Chicago, now I live in Florida. But the fact that it's 30 to 40 degrees in Florida, I feel like that's an expectation that you wouldn't have necessarily have had for the state. And one of the issues that this home has, which I imagine is going to be similar to a lot of homes in Florida, is that there's very little insulation. Which...
It's done.
What is done? Also, what is all this loot that I've found here? Is that there's a very little insulation in the home, meant to keep heat. That way, heat isn't trapped inside the home. Oh. Well, let's go put this Hurlock in a hurt locker. Real quick, like... It does make for an interesting experience in regards to holding the controller. Almost feels a little bit unnatural. But I'll take that against just freezing fingers.
Ferelden has faced enough darkspawn for a lifetime. 10 years passed, and you can still see how the blight haunts this country and its people.
Okay. Is it that question mark in the distance? Is that what I'm being led towards? There's a tunnel. Seems like it's more likely to have spiders than Hurlocks. Oh no, it's got its collection of ghouls. Now, was somebody kind enough to put torches anywhere around these parts? Because that would be very nice of them. Like they usually are. Oh, hold on. Solus! Oh, that's all that was required. We're gonna have faith that that's all we need to do to keep the darkspawn from coming in. Is we're going to move this rock that was already moved out of the way, lodge it back in. Have faith that nobody's just going to push it back out. Wait. No. That was not a torch. That was just a piece of dwarven architecture. Here we go, finally. There's at least one light in these parts. Just one, though. Alright, on to the next tunnel, which is all the way down at the Astrarium over there. And I don't think there's like a closer... I mean, I suppose I could actually just fast travel back to Storm's Solitude and then make my way from there. Better than nothing, I suppose. Why are they all fighting each other? Why are these Hurlocks fighting... Like, I think they were intending to fight these two guys? But for some reason, just the one Hurlock was getting hit a whole bunch of times. Alright, and also there seems to be a couple caves down at ground level. So I would imagine one of these two caves is going to lead me to the uncovered boulder. Which I wonder, like, some of these places I've already explored before. So I wonder if, like, these just kind of added themselves in because of the quest. Oh, hello. That spider's on fire. And then, in theory, there is... Oh.
Herlock will put up a fight. Stand ready.
That Herlock is busy fighting spiders. Like, should we let them... I suppose he is doing what Cassandra promised, which is put up a fight.
It's done.
All right. Now where is the bit of... Oh, here. This is the bit. Hold on. I've been thinking about this the other day, and I feel as though... At least I can kind of see the area around. Like, whether or not I really need to increase the brightness in this game, because some of the things in the darkness, in the dark areas, are just lost in the darkness. Alright, we got 2 tunnels sealed. We got 2 more. Actually, this is pretty close to the Driftwood camp.
Inquisitor.
Okay, before I turn in this quest, this uses Ferelden Tome, Ferelden Medallion of Service. Does anything else require it that I'm trying to save up for? The answer is no. And that requires Paragon's Luster and Serpentstone. So this will be a nice way to just earn, like, 2 more power. Just for doing what I was already doing. Though it kind of shows, I wonder, like, if you ignored all the requisitions. If you ignored the requisition quests. Like, would just completing out regular quests and exploring areas give you enough power to purchase, like, the next steps? And if it isn't, then that kind of sounds like a problem in regards to the pacing of the quest, or the system in regards to, like, progression. Oh, man. These Herlocks, they didn't have it easy. Dealing with the Inquisitor. Because if, like, progression is entirely dependent on your completing out daily, repetitive side quests, it just kind of comes across as though the progression system is built a bit oddly, should I say, is probably the best term. Like, at least with Saints Row, usually, like, progression in Saints Row 1 and 2, especially, were hidden behind the completion of side missions. But as the series went on, the completion of those side missions usually had alternate rewards. It wasn't just about doing the side mission for the sake of the side mission's participation. It was also about, like, you gained areas, you controlled spaces. Whereas, like, this... has you doing these requisitions, and the only thing you get out of it is the power. Well, I guess you also get Inquisition experience, which will eventually get you perks. So there is that. But it seems like having a repeatable quest that is basically just collect enough of the things, like, is not exactly the most interesting choice.
Recent events must have put a hold on trading.
Oh, really, Solus? You're standing next to a hole in the wall because of darkspawn emerging. What a genius. How was he able to put 2 and 2 together so easily? Or maybe like, he was just so close to the mystery. To the answer. To realize why trade hasn't picked up in the Storm Coast region. Anyway, on to the next tunnel to be sealed. Alright, another cave in the mountain. Undoubtedly more spiders. Who hit Sarah? And where is everybody? Oh, they're all fighting a bear. I had no idea a bear had followed us in here. But as I should have known, the bears and the spiders in this game have united. Okay, what is everybody's health? They're fine. I wonder if there's a way I can turn it so the HUD is always on. Because, like, instead of just waiting until I'm actually in combat, to find out what my health is at. Also, yeah, these Hurlocks... Oh, we got an ally. Hello. Nice of you to stop by. Here. Oh, it just killed everybody. Really, I should be using this more often. Because of its ability to kill everybody. Hold on, where is the... There we go. Like, if I go to the options menu... Oh, friendly fire would be awful. Especially since, like, friendly fire exists in Dragon Age 1, but I think it makes sense to exist in Dragon Age 1 because you're expected to have more control over your party at all times. Whereas HUD visibility, always on. Excuse me. Who are you? Now, in theory, the elevator is either this way or it's outside the cave. It's this way. Yeah. We just built an elevator over here. Is Scout Harding going to be there for us? To explain the situation? I will not discuss the irony of drinking a cold beverage while also trying to say that it is cold. Ah, it's our favorite, Scout Harding.
Inquisitor, the workers are almost done building a lift to the deep roads. No darkspawn trouble yet, but the earthquakes have been brutal.
I was told to meet a Shaper Volta.
She's waiting below. You won't see an Orzammar dwarf on the surface. They have rules about
Yeah,
that.
once you leave Orzammar, you are essentially outcast.
From your tone, I'd guess Orzammar isn't your favorite place.
I don't have an opinion. Cloud gazers like me aren't allowed in the city. The lift's ready for you. Try not to shift around, and keep back from the edge. It's a long way down.
Nobody thought to install handrails? Or at least like a center column you could grip to?
Stupid darkspawn.
You're much more likely to hit rock.
Still their house. Message sent.
We should be wary of raw lyrium.
I'm more worried about finding darkspawn.
Neither is a pleasing prospect.
Dwarves cannot dream, yet they devise the most fascinating inventions.
Not all ideas come from the Fade.
True, but these designs must be inspired by something.
Real life? Dork. The need to build those things?
Horut, Magor, Navrik, your names will not be forgotten.
You must be Shaper
Because
Volta.
we've written them down on a
Trust the
scroll,
line,
which will be lost in a book,
The
which will
Shaper
be
welcomes
lost in
you
a
to
low
the deep
library.
roads.
What's the latest? What's the haps?
My ambassador briefed me, but now I hear there are still more quakes.
Each new tremor opens another fissure in the deep roads. Our situation has worsened since we contacted Skyhold. The quakes collapsed this mine and shattered a seal, keeping the darkspawn at bay. The Legion of the Dead hasn't been able to mend the broken seal, and we can't afford to lose any more lyrium.
I know about the Legion.
I've read about the Legion of the Dead. Dwarves who fight darkspawn in service to Orzammar. They commit
What
their
happened
lives
to my
the cause
character's
and
teeth?
celebrate their own funerals before entering the deep roads.
No matter their sins in life, The Legion die noble deaths.
Yeah, what happened to my character's mouth? Are the mines important as your dental work? Oh, jeez.
What will happen if we lose more lyrium mines?
The surface needs lyrium for all sorts of magic. The Inquisition more than most, I understand. And Orzamar's economy relies on the lyrium trade. Without it, there will be chaos above and below.
Orzammar deals with darkspawn all the time. Why request the Inquisition's help?
The Legion isn't prepared for this level of disaster, and the Grey Wardens haven't answered our calls for aid. Any threat to the flow of lyrium requires immediate response. The Inquisition is the only force we can rely upon.
And the Grey Wardens would have been the first people they would have called, because it is the Grey Wardens' job to stop the darkspawn.
The Inquisition stands ready to aid Orzammar. Without a steady lyrium supply, things on the surface will get even worse.
That sick dodge move rocked.
Apologies for pushing you.
No.
Damage that tremor caused. Follow me to the Legion camp.
Apology accepted. If you do more things that keep me alive. You're fine. All right. Well,
Keep your eyes open. These roads are dangerous.
Is there nothing to... Yes. I claim this place for the Inquisition! This fissure in space. From this ridge, exposed sections of the deep roads are visible below. There's history in the rocks split by these quakes, and for those without sure footing, a particularly dangerous fall. Do I need spindleweed for anything?
An ogre! Maker's breath! Not focused on us! Now's the time to attack!
Is he taking any damage? Oh my gosh.
Now, while it's distracted!
To break the ogre's grab, use an ability with a physical effect such as stun, knockback, or knock... Oh, jeez. You know, this is... is there such a thing as a melee sponge boss? Like this is a melee sponge. Because I'm not really doing anything, like, other than just, like, rolling through my abilities. Slowly.
Now, while it's distracted.
Like, that's what makes a bullet sponge, is that you're not necessarily doing, like, the worst kind of bullet sponge is the bullet sponge where you're just unloading. You're not dodging, you're not using abilities. There's no variety to the gameplay. And the thing is, like, it's not doing any damage as well. So, I mean, at least there's that. Because the worst part would be, like, if I had to deal with this guy and I was running out of health, too, and I was running out of resources.
Not focused on us. Now's the time to attack.
I don't know what you mean by that. How is it not focused on us?
Strike now.
Oh, I was holding back from the striking. But since you said something... Oh my gosh, I got hit once.
Strike now.
And Cassandra is barely getting... isn't even getting touched. Like, he's just lifting her off of her feet, smashing her in the air, doing nothing.
Not focused on us. Now's the time to
Like, she
attack.
could definitely punch a bear.
Now, while it's distracted.
Distracted by what?
Strike now.
Oh no, I was standing on the wrong side of him for like one moment of and that's also another issue with this game is how this game handles like geometry of its geography.
It's not focused on us. Now's the time to attack.
Like, it's very awkward fighting around these rocks. Like, it's more realistic that this fissure in the ground would have rocks to navigate. But anytime any video game
Distracted.
has level geometry that you're supposed to maneuver around, it impedes on the combat experience. Especially if the characters really aren't meant to be fighting on multiple levels. If they're actually meant to include higher or lower ground. And Dragon Age Inquisition isn't really smart enough to deal with that. It's not really built to deal with higher or lower ground.
If I lost you, I'd never make it out of the deep roads.
I'm sure you would find a way. If the ogre reached this point, the Legion must be overwhelmed. Let us hurry.
Only 5.5% of Dragon Age Inquisition players. It's level 21? I'm only level 12. Dragon Age Inquisition. Figure out your loot system. Only 5.5% of players did that. Let's actually do that one. That way I can pass through enemies while in stealth. And it is instant.
I will never get used to the stench of darkspawn. They corrupt everything, even the air. That's the broken seal ahead. It is worse than I thought.
Well, at least there's a camp. Is this the Legion of the Dead? What is this Herlock doing? Just standing... I think that Herlock bugged, maybe.
Get those charges to the tunnels!
Oh no! They've sent reinforcements!
Someone prime the sonic fuses!
Is there something we could do?
We can't lose this position! Hurry!
Oh yeah, a genlock.
We didn't set the charges with those bastards breathing down our necks!
Clear out the darkspawn!
See, the worst part about doing an attack that misses out of stealth, despite the fact that you're targeting the enemy, is that you lose the stealth bonus. Okay, who's... Where did this crowd come from? No. Target people closer to me first. Okay, who's shooting? Soul, there we go. Cassandra, use a healing potion. Oh my gosh. See what I mean? Oh, Herlock Alpha, of course. 2 Herlock Alphas. Oh, and they're also immune to sleep. Oh my. Oh, I accidentally removed myself. Nope. Use the health potion. And we're out of health potions, so hopefully... Hopefully we'll make it through.
Got him on their heels! Keep it up!
Oh, they're not completely immune. Sir, what are you doing way over there?
The seal's clear! Prime the charges!
That would be this.
Now, set the charges!
Try and... I established this camp for the Inquisition.
Inquisitor, meet Lieutenant Wren, a veteran of the 5th Flight and one of the Legion's finest commanders.
Someone paid her to say that. Appreciate the help, Inquisitor. Collapsing that seal bought us time. Blighters had the run of these tunnels for days. Now they have a roadblock.
We can't give the darkspawn a chance to regroup. Let's hit them again before they mount another attack.
Normally, that would be the plan, but there is a complication.
Which is... Why does it seem like it's making a sound? Like the earthquakes are caused by, like, the ringing of a bell of some kind. Or like the intonation of some sort of noise.
You heard that, yes? The rhythm in the tremors? It's clearer, stronger, more insistent.
I hear it. Doesn't prove a thing.
It means it's closer.
These quakes are not a natural disaster. They're deliberate. There's an intelligence behind them.
If something is causing them, the strength required would be incredible. What could do that?
Here we go.
I found an ancient text during an expedition with Wren last year. At the time, it was just a curiosity, but now... The text describes giant creatures, called Titans, living deep underground. They sing in the stone.
Thusly, the tone.
When these quakes began, I believe we heard that rhythm. I believe a Titan is causing all this destruction.
Strange singing is never good. This is a truth.
Mysterious songs often lure people to their deaths, or to an archdemon.
This rhythm isn't a song, exactly. It sounds like air flowing through lungs.
Air that can collapse a whole mine.
A mystery worth investigating.
I've never heard of Titans before. What else can you tell me about them?
The text I found predated the First Blight. Its pages had mostly rotted away. And there's no mention of the Titans in Orzamar's memories.
Which tells you something.
It tells you that it's old. I don't hear a rhythm.
All I heard was an earthquake. How is it you and Wren hear a rhythm?
Our people have a strong connection to the stone. We feel it in a way topsiders cannot.
Shapers have great stone sense. And Volta's better than most. She never gets lost.
What do you mean by the stone?
You speak of the stone like it's more than walls.
Tell me about the stone.
She was here before us, and remains after we die.
But the stone isn't your god.
We don't worship her, but we do respect and honor her.
The stone makes us strong, and we return that strength to her when we die. It's difficult to express in words.
In my experience, no explanation is too strange to consider.
For all we know, that text you found was a bedtime story. We can't be sure until we find the source.
For all we know,
The
that
rhythm
text you
of the
found was
is
erotic
emanating
pornography.
from somewhere
That's what
far
they
below.
got off on before the First
stone will
Blight.
lead us there.
And if it comes to a fight, that'll be our job. There's a lift at the side passage nearby. Ready when you are.
Huh. Use the expedition table to complete unique Inquisition operations called expeditions found in this area of the Deep Roads. Expeditions do not appear on the war table in Skyhold. Huh. All right. Somebody copied and pasted the Ferelden map system. The Inquisition's efforts in the Deep Roads would greatly benefit from additional logistical support at the main Legion of the Dead camp. Additional crafting tables can be constructed and Quartermaster brought in to offer basic goods and services. We went from 5.5% to 5.10% who completed out a single mission. It's always interesting looking at the percentages on the on achievement completion.
So it's true. King involved a surfacer.
Yeah.
You clean it right.
You seem to need the help though. Oh, hello. Oh. All right, so that's the way out. Convenient. It's always nice to have a way out. Ah, I can still access this loot that I ran by on my way out. Did everybody's loot kind of like gather there? Oh, hold on. I think that might be better than what Cassandra is wearing. It is. But she can't wear it yet, and it's only for dwarves. That is somehow better than what she was wearing. But that has better sword melee defense. Why is Dragon Age dropping me level 21 items? Like, Dragon Age Inquisition seems to have that issue with items being dropped that are above your level. Despite you fighting enemies that are your level.
I hope we don't run into an emissary.
Oh. Now we definitely will.
I take it emissaries are bad.
You've
Most
jinxed
darkspawn are
us.
mindless killing machines connected by the Blight. But emissaries are intelligent and use magic.
Also, is that David Hayter?
Wipe the grin off their face. Which, fair enough, right?
Is that the voice of David Hayter doing the voice of this dwarf? I don't know why I phrased it like that. Let's see. The exciting Dragon Age of Googling while mid Let's Play. Inquisition Ren voice. It is David Hayter. Excellent. The Solid Snake himself. I was wondering, like, does Jennifer Hale do any voices in this game? Like, they go to cons a lot together, but I wonder, like, how often they've actually worked together, too.
Shrieks. It had to be Shrieks.
I thought you'd be used to all kinds of darkspawn.
Well, everyone's got their favorites.
Sarah, who's attacking you? Ah. Okay, the pacing of the combat in this area is definitely very different. Oh my. I don't know how you flew all the way over there. Also, I definitely like the switch over from having to, like, pause and enter stealth to just hitting a button and I am automatically in stealth. Is there a rift?
This belonged to an exiled dwarf. He was experimenting with raw lyrium.
So now the game is expecting me to go back to the previous spot. Although maybe it'll be a good idea to get to the next camp and then fast travel back to the first camp to send out that expedition. Rather than constantly going back. I don't know how often this game will expect me to go back to send more expeditions.
This door, there's something strange about it. Looks like our construction, but...
It's missing gears.
We have to find them. It's our only way through.
We're out of gears. Metal gear. Scorched gear. Are we gonna hear David Hayter say, scorched gear? That's fan service at its finest, if it does happen. Oh, hello. Oh, an emissary. You're immune. Excellent. Now, is there a... Well, there's a brazier. We can light the brazier. Now is... Yep, there is a, scorched gear.
This gear is warm to the touch. Strange.
I don't recognize that metal. But we should only need one more.
What kind of metal gear is that? I'll stop now. It'll be tough. Oh, hold on. Ah, we solved the puzzle. Actually, that's not, it's not bad.
What sod is that?
A blood-spattered page from a journal. The song is soft, but hard to crack. I hear the words, I can even taste them, but I cannot say them. Maybe Mother needs to remove my teeth. The words on every page in this book have been crossed out. Spidery scribble notes fill the margins. Builder's Tower is such an old game, not just for children, no. Big cannot cover small, left moves right piece by piece. They'll never know. They'll never find what happens when the towers move. I found it, but I have no need of it anymore. There's a puzzle here? Oh, okay, yeah, there's a puzzle here. Big cannot cover small, left moves right, piece by piece. Do I need to move all of the pieces to the one on the right? Or am I going for the middle? All right, let's just assume that we have to move it from the left side to the right side. I think I've just successfully moved it over one. Oh, all right, there we go. And then move you there, move you out of the way.
Only Legion's mind would hide secrets behind such madness.
Reinforced battle mage armor. Wow, so much cunning! Also, I think that might be better armor for Solus. If I could wear it. Does this game not know what level?
Ren, I'm sorry about Bernat. You served with him a long time.
It was quick. And Bernat returned to the stone with honor. We should all be so lucky.
It's all right to be upset.
I'm too old to be upset.
Like, I feel like this game just does not understand what level your characters are at. Oh.
We have enough of these odd gears. Let's head back to the door.
Alright, let's slap that in place. Elaborate hand-carved stamps have formed the smudged ink letters on the parchment into a symmetrical pattern. I obey the Creator. My tasks are clear. Commands will be fulfilled. Barriers, divisions to conquer. Mazes, prisons to redeem. Carvings, wounds to heal. My 3 sacred duties I must not fail. Doubt is my companion. Write down the questions, hope to learn the answers. Who weaves the sigil? What does it summon? How does it trigger? The Creator knows everything, but still I ask, why am I chosen?
It's open. Keep any gears we find. We may need more. And if we don't, I want to study them. Whatever they're made of wasn't mine down here.
Hello. Malice, you can heal yourself. That would be great.
The rhythm in the tremors, it echoes through the stone. This way.
Well, there's at least one more gear in our inventory. Just sitting around the hall. Oh.
Another strange door. Who put these here? And why?
This one uses a different kind of gear from the others.
We don't have to open it. My stone sense leads the other way. Though I am curious to see the other side.
You always are.
Oh, hold on. Well, that was easier than I was expecting. I was expecting that we would have to go farther down. The sacrificial gates of Sigrumer. The Creator provides the tools. Burning wheels lower gates. I break the lines. Forge the broken sigil. Locked the way behind. Claws raking the door. Scatter all the keys. What trails my steps? It does not matter. There is only forward. I feel like I'm trying to do like a... Like whatever voice I'm trying to do is very close to an impersonation of Vincent D'Onofrio as the Kingpin. Like the whole, Vanessa, I need to do it for my city. My city is infected with darkspawn.
That scar on your nose is new.
Yeah. Fell out of bed.
You sleep on the ground.
Surprised me too.
Oh, hello. Wow, that did nothing. And Solus can heal anytime you want. Okay, hold on. Everybody, gather up. Okay, and now you can stand at a distance, and so can you. Ah. They brought in reinforcements. I think. Oh my gosh. Like, how many times have I used an ability? Oh, or are you constantly fighting ads in this fight? Like, I shouldn't even worry about the zombies at all, because there's just going to be a never-ending swarm of zombies. I think that's what I should do. Like, the Revenant is just going to keep summoning more zombies and corpses. Might as well bring out the big guy first. And then I might consider going back to camp just to resupply. Solus, why are you fighting by yourself? Oh my gosh. I missed an attack for somebody directly... Like, accuracy isn't that really presented as a thing in this game? I think it's just the system falling apart. I've never kept a diary before. The wardens kept me too busy. But now I'm dying, and there's no one to talk to. I'm alone with the music in my head growing louder. I always wondered how wardens knew when they heard the calling. I asked Liam once, after too many drinks. "You'll know," he said. And I did. At first it was just a whisper, a creak in the door hinge I could put off oiling. But soon all I could hear was the music. It was there when I swung my staff and wiped the sweat from my brow. It lingered in Liam's laughter and stalked my dreams. I can't explain the sound, the song, but I knew. It's a poison that grows in the mind, then consumes the body. I came here to die. In death, sacrifice. But I won't go quietly. I cut through the darkspawn horde, expecting to find only more of them the deeper I traveled, but nothing has matched my expectations. Deep roads brought to mind darkspawn, dwarven ruins, caverns, and death, but there's an entire underground world here. Just today I came across plants with lyrium-streaked veins. I took a bath in a lake that held crisp fresh water and cautious animals, large and small, that I'd never seen before. I can't be the first warden to witness such wonders. I was distracted by the curiosities yesterday. Was it yesterday? I let my guard down, got comfortable. Easy to do when you know death is inevitable. But then I stumbled across something horrible. I smelled it before I saw it. Bodies. Hurlocks, genlocks, creatures I didn't recognize. Hundreds of them mutilated, tortured, and thrown into pits. I ran. Didn't see the hole. Can't move my legs. They look like they should hurt, but I can't feel it. The music is too loud, the hunger too strong. I can still crawl. I don't want to die like this. But yet here I am, writing this last diary entry.
This Grey Warden had a map. Could be important.
And drawing a sketch. For some reason, I had just enough time, despite the fact that my legs had broken. And I was dying. And there was the music. I was still able to write my last diary entry and draw a map to treasure, just in case somebody came upon my diary and they were able to read about my final moments. All right, let us pack ourselves back up. We're going to go. I think we're going to go back to Skyhold. But actually, first, oh my gosh. Oh yeah, excellent. I can just fast travel. Oof. I was worried I wouldn't be able to fast travel. Let us send this expedition. The Inquisition has located several casks of dwarven ale in one of the upper rooms of the darkspawn warrens. Recovering them intact could be challenging, but success would mean a sizable boost to morale for the Legion troops stationed in the area. The Inquisition has recovered the cask. One has been installed in a camp shared with the Inquisition, and the rest have been shipped to the other Legion of the Dead outposts in the area. Is it here? Can I drink some ale? What ails you, my friend? Stay a while and listen. All right, let's go back to Skyhold. Turn in the remaining operations that people have done. Now that I think about it, I don't think I actually sent anybody on new operations. I think I went straight to the dwarves. So my bad. Let's send people on new operations, even if those operations are basically just getting stuff. That way, they're at least doing something. Next time, we will, of course, continue our journey into the deep roads.
Looking good. Not good enough, but good.
With one of our favorite voice actors / writers. I don't know if he's acted anything live action. I'll have to look that one up. Let's see, is there anything for anybody else to do? I think everything else is...
We cannot neglect our soldiers' training.
Can we neglect roads? Our allies cannot take the same route through the mountains we did.
Okay, we've got 3 things that we could do. They all cost resources. There's the Emerald Graves, there's the story mission that we are a little underleveled for, and then there's Frostback Basin, which we are very underleveled for. So we'll just send everybody to get resources. In the meantime, got any suggestions for something to play next? Leave them down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have yourselves a good night.
All right.